It's just the B team. I'm on the B. I'm
I
the
don't know.
captain of
You
the
have
B
the
team.
better show name.
That's true.
Yeah. Does your middle initial start with an M?
It does.
Okay, cool. I needed it for the cadence. And we are
Oh,
live.
it was
Welcome to Sitting or Starting with Tony M. Martin. I'm your host,
M
Evan
Martin.
Hoovler. I needed it for the cadence. You
It's
know,
perfect.
I needed another syllable. Tony, thank you for showing up on short notice to fill in for Jeff. How are you?
I'm good. I know that ostensibly Jeff is prepping for going to the game today, but I know it's because he was too scared to do last week of the fantasy football season sits and starts. So much is riding on this. And I already don't believe in myself. So come join us, and I will gladly be your scapegoat.
Yeah, it should be mildly busy. It would be busier if there wasn't stupid bye week still going on.
That is wild to me, and at the same time, I am also blown away with the double Monday night game.
I don't understand why they're on two networks owned by the same company at the same time. It
At
doesn't
the
feel
same time.
it doesn't feel like necessary. Just stagger them. Why? You
Right.
control the airwaves.
Well, and they did that earlier in the year. They staggered it,
Yeah, they do it all the
and
time.
it
I've
was
never
fine.
seen this.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
I've never seen
Um,
this.
one of the hot topics that I've actually seen this week, people are asking a lot of Kyron Williams questions. So I just want to state that he got you to the dance. You're probably starting him unless you have a top, I would say 8 option instead. But anyone below like Austin Eckler, I'm just gonna go Kyron Williams, even though it's matchup. Hey
Uh,
Deku, good to see you, friend. Welcome back.
all right. Um, yeah. I also want to say that Derek McKinnon should be started in all leagues.
Everywhere. Should have
I'm,
been started all season. You take those zeros, damn it.
I'm, I told him he'll light it up in December. People are like, why is he doing
So
nothing? And I'm like, I didn't say he would do anything until December.
so I invested about $400 in underdog best ball tournaments this off season. And you and I were incredibly high on Jarek McKinnon all off season. And I'm right at the cusp. So basically the way these best ball tournaments work is there's 350,000 players and everyone is in their leagues of 12 and the top 2 advance to round 2 and so that's when you cash. I have a bunch of teams on the cusp and a big Jarek McKinnon week since I have him in 75% of my rosters would make me a good amount of money. If he specifically had a big day today, it would carry a lot of my rosters onto the next level.
If Derek McKinnon doesn't have a big day today, everything I studied makes no sense.
Correct.
It doesn't. I mean, Buffalo plays two high safeties, especially against high passing offenses. Playing against two high safeties, Patrick Mahomes
Sure.
loves to hit the running backs across the middle and in the backfield. Loves it, loves it, loves it.
The only part that we did not predict, because why would we have, is that all of a sudden the Chiefs would start throwing to Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah,
Um, he had 14 catches last year, and he's got 45 this year. And
yeah.
so look, if I will only take the L on Jarek McKinnon if he gets consistently out targeted by CEH.
My God.
Because I'd rather just be wrong about Pacheco than wrong about McKinnon. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And if CEH
And
has
wrong
8
about
targets,
CEH.
and that's true, right? Yeah, then we need to do a little self reflection.
Oh, Derek Carr is active. I have that incorrect, everyone. Start your cars, I guess.
You probably made a bunch of people feel very optimistic, thinking that Derek Carr wasn't going to play. Taysom Hill's out though, so yeah, no Taysom Hill bullshit this week.
Yeah, I found it. Noah Brown. Do I have him out?
Taysom Hill, I'm going to tell you this right now. Taysom Hill being out says to me Alvin Kamara is a top 3 running back this week.
Yeah.
So start Alvin Kamara over everybody.
Everyone.
Carolina,
Should I start him over?
terrible.
Should I start him over Kyron Williams?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you should. Minnie's here. We have like the UK people here. This is the best.
Why do I, man? ESPN got a lot of stuff wrong. Tyler Boyd is inactive.
Okay, so full PPR drops Singletary from the squad to pick up McKinnon.
Yes.
McKinnon's the lotto ticket, right? But like, we've only seen Pierce back 1 week, and God, as someone that invested pretty heavily in Singletary last week for gambling, to see McKinnon go like 14 carries for 31 yards and a touchdown, and to see Singletary have like 36 on like 8 carries, like what are we doing? How are we approaching this? So I worry about Singletary's usage. Let me see Texans' upcoming schedule.
I'm in 10 leagues. I'm starting in Kennan in 8 of them. And the other 2, I didn't get them for some weird reason.
I absolutely love that for you. Okay, I'm going to tell you why you should drop Singletary, because Singletary, they're playing the Jets this week, which is a good matchup. But next week they're playing Tennessee in Tennessee, which is a good run defense. And then the 24th, they're playing Cleveland. So I would take a lot of guys over Singletary right now. So you've got what's left of Ramondre, Singletary, Tyjae Spears, CMC, Roshan. Like, the cool thing about having CMC is that it really doesn't matter that much who your RB2 is.
Yeah, I'm sliding
Um,
in McKinnon there.
I don't know if I would start McKinnon this week because I really like what Tajay Spears has the potential to do in Miami since it's full PPR. But McKinnon and Spears, I see, are right about the same level this week.
Start them both. Flex one.
Yeah, bench CMC. Don't worry about it.
Don't
You don't
pitch
need
CNC. Gosh.
him. That would be the hardest flex, though. Like, to beat someone in the fantasy playoffs sitting CMC.
Wow.
You got to
That would
admire that,
hurt.
right?
That would hurt.
Fuck it. How many leagues are you advancing in this
How?
year, Evan? How do you feel?
There's a chance I advance in none, I believe. It was a
Tough
very
year.
500 year for me.
Hey, you know what? It's like you have a really time-consuming job and family life.
Yeah, I did great, and then I don't make any trades or do any waiver wires, and that somehow doesn't work out. Um,
Yeah.
I could make it in like a lot of leagues too. How are you doing this year?
I'm actually doing pretty well. I most of the highest number of my leagues are dynasty leagues, and I'm not really in win now in any of them. Um, I think I've learned that in dynasty, I just like being a perpetual rebuilder because it gives me more reason to scout rookies. Um, okay, all right, we do have a question real quick, but before we go, I gotta say, in my big money league of record, I'm 11-2. I have a first round bye locked up.
That's what counts.
Isaiah Likely or Brevin Jordan. Let's see, Houston and the
Oh, I don't like
Jets.
Trevor Jordan this week. I actually had to make that exact decision in my league of record, and I'm going likely.
I would go Likely as well. Rams give up the fifth most receiving yards on a per game basis to tight ends. Um, I think with the rain and the weather, you're going to see a lot of small or heavy personnel, a lot of 22s, so a lot of two tight end sets. I think you'll see a lot of Zay Flowers this week. I think you'll see a lot of Isaiah Likely this week. And to be honest with you, one of the guys that I have everywhere, gambling, DFS, everywhere, is Keaton Mitchell this week.
Really,
I think it's the Keaton Mitchell week this week.
I have him on my bench in my big money league, but I have who do I have? I have Aaron Jones. I might slot him in for Aaron Jones. Do you think Aaron Jones
Um,
plays?
I would take Keaton Mitchell over Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, among all running backs with 25 or more touches this year, Keaton Mitchell is second in yards per rush attempt, first in missed tackles forced per rush attempt. He's got a 41% touchdown rate, and he's first in explosive rush rate, which is 15 or more yards. He does that on 24% of his carries. Now, I'd go Likely, and then also Conklin also has a good matchup. but that game is supposed to be like a fucking wet mess. Both of these games are weather games, but I'm going. Yeah, I'm rolling with Evan here. We're going Isaiah Likely.
Okay, I put in Keaton Mitchell for Aaron Jones.
I would drop Singletary. I would drop Singletary for McKinnon. Yes. Looking at the Texans' future schedule, yes, I would. You want that team like if you get 2 good weeks out of McKinnon, you got him for free. And these are 2 huge weeks, so
Hold on, I might have to do some parenting. Just 1 second. I
that's okay.
might need you to vamp, but right now I'm setting my family's lineups because they forgot.
Well, let's see. So signing between McKinnon and Addison for flex. I mean, you gotta go. I think if you go McKinnon and you lose, you're gonna say to yourself, "I got cute with it." Whereas, like, if you went with Addison and McKinnon blows up, you're like, "Well, who could have possibly seen that coming?" Lions defense or Bears defense?
Okay, 1 sec. Vamp for me, please.
Got you. Let me see. Hang on 1 sec. Bears inactives. Um, Sports Illustrated for adults. Let's see. Where's our? Fuck this. Fuck you, Sports Illustrated. Find my Bears reporter. Because it depends, right? There's a couple guys on this Bears defense that I really like. Okay. No, Ngakwe's playing. Yes,
Yeah, I guess there's a chance Aaron Jones gets me a 0. So
yes, it is.
don't want to end the
I
season with
think
that.
Lions D or Bears D. I think you go Lions D. Um, I think both. I think this game's going to be high scoring, so I would prefer starting neither of these teams, if I'm being honest with you. But if the choice was I could only pick between these two teams, I would take the Lions because I think the likelihood of them forcing 2 turnovers is higher than the Bears, and I think both teams you're playing for 8 points with those two teams. All right, hey OJ, Mostert over Garrett Wilson in half-point PPR, 1,000% Mostert over Garrett Wilson, 1,000%. Um, Raheem Mostert is, as the kids say, a dog. Um, Tennessee's got a bit of a tough, you know, run defense, but they are missing their defensive tackle. So Mostert's a smash play for me. Raheem Mostert is tied for fifth in the NFL. He has 11 rushing attempts inside the 5-yard line this year. So I take Raheem Mostert over Garrett Wilson. That game is supposed to be, like I said, like a rain game, that Houston Jets game. And Zach Wilson is quarterback again. So that should kind of answer that. I'm going with Mostert. I'm going with Mostert, getting him a touchdown. Sucks you got to wait till Monday, but take it. If Wilson outperforms Mostert, I'd be pretty surprised. But remember that Dallas game from week 2 when he took a slant 80 yards to the house and then had no other catches that game. There's always that possibility, but I'm going Mostert. Not even worried about it. All right. Stroud versus Jets or Fields versus Lions. That's Fields. Let me do your Fields question first. As a Bears fan, I'm gonna miss him. Let's see. Fields has rushed 11 times per game over the last 2. In terms of fantasy points allowed, the Lions have given up an average of 15.8 fantasy points to mobile quarterbacks just based on their rush production over the last 2 years. So I'm going Fields all day for that. Let's see. What's the second question? Ford versus Jacksonville, Singletary versus the Jets, CEH versus Buffalo. I'm going Ford, unfortunately. I don't think any of those are like plus matchups, so to speak. But yeah, I'm going Ford. Dylan. That's I had a roommate named Dylan. He smoked a lot of weed. He was cool. Ford's got the best chance of getting you one in the end zone. We've all seen that no matter how obvious it should be that Devin Singletary should be the starting back in Houston, they are still rocking with Pierce. And even if they were going with Singletary as the main guy, I still believe they would probably be using Pierce in the goal line area. So I would go Fields and I would go Jerome Ford. All right, Spears, Roshan, or Addison to flex in PPR. I'm assuming that means that you're putting McKinnon in at RB2, which I would rather rock CEH, Spears, and then Addison in my flex. That would be how I would build it if it was my team.
I would definitely start McKinnon over every single person except for CMC and Kamara.
You know what? We've seen the role. You're hoping that this game turns into a wild one. It's game of the week, or it might as well be.
Yeah, it
Like
is.
Sean McDermott has the chance that very few humans will ever get to have, and that's to stop a second 9/11 from happening.
Is the game in New York?
I think it's in KC. Yeah, it's in Kansas City.
Okay.
I think the 9/11 stuff was objectively hilarious, but the comment he made about the woman that died in Niagara Falls was even more ridiculous.
I missed that.
That like he tried to tell the story about a woman that crashed into the falls and rescuers worked so hard to save her and it turns out she died and that was just the end of his story.
What?
Okay, here we go. Defensive waiver wire lineup. We've got Bears are assuming who you already have. Lions, Raiders, Bengals, Titans, Panthers, Bills, Giants.
There's only one real team on there, one real defense. So this one's far and away one's a clear winner for me. But I'll let Tony think about stuff.
Let me pull some stuff because like I'm also wondering like are you thinking this like for this week if you're just trying to stream for this week? Bengals are playing the Colts, Titans, Dolphins, Panthers, Bills, Giants.
There's only one for me. Let's see what Tony says, and then I'll.
It might be the Panthers.
For
I don't know.
me,
Go ahead.
well, for me, it's the Lions. They're playing a
Yeah.
team that's got issues. They have a complete team. They're like a startable D. Everyone else, I'm like, there has to be 12 better defenses. One of them's on the wire.
All right, Minnie. I was saying that I think your best play would be to have CMC and Spears at your running backs, and then your flex. I say Addison. Evan says McKinnon. Follow your heart.
You want to know what I say. All right. Because Tony already said it, so I'd just be repeating his joke. All right. Good Lord.
Of that list, let me see. I want to look at the Lions schedule. Lions play the Bears. Lions play the Vikings. They play the so it's Bears, Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys. I don't know. I might go Lions. Lions have the best play this week. I would go Lions this week, and then just see how the cards fall for next week.
Yeah, you just said a week to week. None of those defenses is going to be like plug and forget.
Yeah, don't worry about the Rams. I like the idea of streaming defenses, but like you said, life gets in the way and I get busy and I can't work the wire as often as I'd like to. And so what I like to do is find teams with like maybe a 3-week heater and be like, okay, cool, I can put that on the back burner. I don't have to think about that till November.
Wait,
You know.
excuse me. Minnie, does that mean, sorry, Deku, does that mean someone's rostering the Seattle Seahawks defense? It's like, that's
Yeah, it's
okay.
kind of weird.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't even know why anyone would do that.
It does mean that. Okay.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Good luck.
Yeah,
F
I
minus.
Lions and sneaky 1 week Panthers because Derek Carr could always turn into Derek Carr. But it's Lions. Yeah. I can't believe there's someone on your league that's like, you know what? Aiden Hutchinson's good, but Seattle
Yeah.
against San Francisco, of course.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's wonderful that it's your opponent. Well,
Are they
I think
starting
about
them?
someone.
Are they starting them?
That's a good question.
Good Lord.
So I'm in an 18 league with some people that I know, and um, a friend of a friend that's in that league passed away, and so I went up against him in fantasy, and I beat his ass, and I felt all kinds of weird about it because no one said his lineup, and I wanted to say something, but I knew uh, everyone would have been like, "Who cares? He's dead," and it was really weird. I've never played a game of fantasy football against someone who wasn't alive.
Well, I have not
Pretty weird.
either.
It was a weird feeling. I just want to say I would have beat him if he was still alive. His team wasn't that good, but um, you know. But I don't know about. Do you? I gotta ask you a question, Evan. Do you struggle in 8 team leagues?
I don't play any 18 leagues. I don't think I play any 10.
So I'm in that league is an 8 team league, and I look at my team and I'm always like, yeah, I'm fine. Without like, I'm like, oh, cool. Rashi Rice is like a great play, and I'm like, wait, there's only 16 wide receivers that fucking matter, like in
Yeah.
this league.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I'm so used to getting like an advantage through like the margins, right? Like,
Exactly.
and that's how you because there's a lot of good players. Everyone's got a chance to be good, but in 8 teams, I'm like, do I need Jordan Addison?
Yeah, in 18 leagues, my patience becomes a fault. Where I don't need to wait on Keaton Mitchell in September. I don't need to wait on Derek McKinnon. What I need to do is churn to get that huge breakout, and I don't do that very well.
Yeah, I my boss is in. Oh, by the way, yeah, Mostert, Tone, Mostert, no question, running away. I don't like Carolina's matchup on the ground very much. I think this is a huge Kamara week, so I think New Orleans goes out ahead, and I don't think Chuba gets the looks that he would otherwise.
Yeah, agreed with that. Just
Minnie, I said what I said, and I refuse to take it back. Pitts
Pitts
or
or
likely?
likely. Oh, Pitts
Oh.
or likely.
um.
Shit.
Okay, so I'm going Pitts. I'm going
Um,
Pitts.
Neither one of
Um.
those is a horrible start.
Tampa Bay inactives. I know they're missing Jamal Dean. Vita Vea is out. Devin White is out. So they're missing. Tampa Bay is missing a star at all 3 levels of their defense. You could argue the best player on all 3 levels of their defense. So I'm going Pitts. He's got the 8th best matchup in terms of receiving yards allowed. Desmond Ritter throws for 90 more yards a game at home than he does on the road. And last week, sneakily, Pitts led the team in targets. He had 8. So I think this game is going to be a high-scoring affair. A lot of steal a term from Walker Kelly. Each of these teams' bozo meters is very high, so there's a chance this game is nuts. I'm going Kyle Pitts.
I'm going likely. I don't mind Pitts either. Rams are like approaching start any tight end against them. They
Yep.
allow the sixth most points to tight ends, the fifth most receiving yards to tight ends. They're not good. But like I said, either of these I think you're going to have get you're not going to have a significant positional disadvantage no matter who you go with.
Right.
So,
We're talking about between 6 and 14 points
yeah.
for both of them. So pick your poison. Like I look at like Chuba, CEH, and Mostert, like Tone asked, which is like to me, Mostert is at least a tier above Chuba and CEH. And so like Pitts and Likely I see as like the same tier of outcome, like potential outcomes.
Yeah. They both have great matchups as we both argued.
And there's we could talk about Zachy in the Discord and his game theory about how like you should always be playing ceiling.
Yeah, I'm coming around to that. So Minnie says when it's marginal, not something for me to worry about. It is what it is, basically TD hunting. Well, that's when I go for, is there some sort of non-metric, non-quantitative value in starting one of them? Do we have a revenge game? Do we have a comedy option? Let's see. I
I
don't
would
know.
say Kyle Pitts being a league winner would be very funny.
It would be very funny. Yeah, you're
And you
right.
want to be a part of that. You want to get on the ground floor on that.
Cal Pitts finally decides to do something.
And it wins people their leagues. All right. Dicker the kicker against Tucker. Ooh, the kicker.
You're the kicker.
You got to go Dicker, right? Because let me pull up Rams Ravens weather forecast. Rain and a slight chance of thunderstorms. You know what? Fuck this. I'm going to pull up. I'm going to pretend I'm in Baltimore on my weather app real quick. My weather app thinks I'm cool. Baltimore, because they're in Baltimore. Let's see. So it's going to rain during the entire game. There is a flood watch until tomorrow morning. It's not raining a ton, but got a 6-mile-an-hour wind. It's going to be raining throughout the entire game. Versus you've got Dicker, who's going up against a bad defense in Denver at home in the dome for the Chargers, who should cruise in this game. I'm going Dicker the kicker, which is not something I thought I would have said. But if you're playing pure matchups, Cameron Dicker.
Chargers playing SoFi, right?
Yes.
And that's semi-covered.
Yeah, it's not fully covered, but yeah, you're right. It is. So it is open air and dome. It's non-temperate. The weather doesn't matter. Okay. Debo and Lamb, one open spot. Myers versus Vikings. Thielen versus Saints. Parker Washington versus Browns. Shaheer versus Chiefs. Oh, jeez. I hate to tell you this, but it might be Adam Thielen. To me, it's between Thielen and Myers, and like Thielen beats man coverage. The Saints play man coverage at the fourth highest rate in the league. I know it's probably disgusting to start Adam Thielen after what he's given you the last few weeks, but I think there's a chance that this is his comeback to form. 15-point game. Myers would be my second,
Yeah,
but
it's not Parker Washington or Shakir.
mhm,
It's never them.
yeah. And I like Myers. Um, I like Myers a lot against the blitz, and the Vikings tend to do that a lot. But I also think that I would rather play for one team's alpha wide receiver in a matchup that's at least decent, because Myers is always going to be the second target. So I'm going Thielen.
Yeah, as bad as Thielen's been, Myers hasn't been much better at all
Right.
with the new quarterback.
I like Zay Flowers this week in full PPR over CEH. Zay Flowers is 38th in the league, which is not incredible versus the zone coverage fronts that the Rams play. The Rams play in zone at the 6th highest grade, and they have the 3rd worst coverage grade. So there's an advantage for Likely. There's an advantage for Flowers. I think Flowers has the best back to return you something solid there. I'm going Zay Flowers.
I can't rely on CEH when it counts. That's not
No,
that's not how my team. That just can't be true. There
in
can't be
order
something
for
that I'm doing.
him to be better than Flowers' expected floor or median outcome, he would need to do something that we have not seen him done all season.
Yeah. All right. What do we got here? We got a lot of questions today. Rules.
Love
Uh,
it.
Everett or Likely?
Likely.
Oh, it's for the IBL
Um,
play. Oh, the IBL playoffs are this week. Wow.
all right, hear me out because you may say, why would you go Likely or why would you go Likely over Everett, who's got such a good matchup? I got bad news for you, Gerald Everett fans. He and Parham are splitting. There is tight end by committee going on in LA right now, and I don't think we're talking about it that much. So I am going Isaiah Likely versus the Rams.
And as mentioned before, the Rams are bad against the tight end. They're like
That is correct.
borderline bottom five in terms of giving up lots of points. Or
Yes.
I guess top five in terms of giving up lots of points. They give up lots of points.
And then Zach Moss is a smash. Monty is a smash. Henry's a smash. Absolutely, all 3 of those guys. Let's
Yeah.
go.
IBL.
Um,
Do you want to explain IBL? Yeah.
yeah, IBL is short for Interboard League, which is where um, we have 12 players. Other different boards have 12 players, and they all draft, and you can trade into other drafts, and you play 5 games a week with your lineup, and it's all cumulative point scoring. I think we're in second this
It's
year after winning
basically a
last
way
year.
for fantasy football communities to compete against each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Or get beat by us.
everyone there, if we don't win this year, everyone whose records are under 500 are going to be banned from the Discord.
Are they? No.
Why not?
That's like half the Discord. That's
Yeah,
like
that's
half
fair.
the active people. We
All
won.
right.
We won last year, our rookie year.
Okay. Yep. Sure did. Okay. IBL playoff question. Nico Collins in the rain at the Jets. Hopkins at Miami. Jaden Reed. Ugh. I don't think you can bench Nico Collins. I know the rain sucks. I know the matchup sucks, but like, I hate to say it, but Nico Collins, as someone I slandered him all offseason, you can't sit him. Nico Collins has ran 130 routes in games without Tank Dell. He has 82 PPR points on those 130 routes. That's a lot. He is top 5 highest expected fantasy points per route run this week from the fantasy points data suite. The Jets are in man coverage at the 8th highest rate. Nico is 2nd in the NFL behind Tyreek Hill in fantasy points per route run against man coverage. He's good, folks. He's good. Listen to this fun stat. This one I found was kind of sneaky because it's not what you would think. The Jets allow a first down or touchdown on 44.8% of their man coverage snaps. Worst in the league.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah. I think they're turning into Dallas where they're gamblers. So love you, AK. You're wonderful. I know it's so weird to be like, yeah, he's going against Sauce Gardner and it's in the rain, but how bad are you going to feel if Nico Collins blows up like Nico Collins?
Yeah, he's kind of earned his seat at the table.
Yes. Yes, Houston over all of those teams as a defense. Yep.
Oh yeah, I I paid. I needed a defense this week in my league of record, and I paid $50 out of 200 fab for Houston. I was shocked they were there.
Discount.
Yeah, I mean, I can't take it with you, so I'm just like, I want this. I'm done. This is what I've been saving it for, I guess.
I love the Jets being like, hey, let's get Dalvin Cook more involved.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're gonna say that the season's over, which is what you're saying, um, let Abanikanda play. Let the rookie play. So I don't know. Don't make no damn sense.
Good Lord.
3x, 4x multiplier. Oh, because you're in the playoffs. Okay.
Yeah, and his record's like 50-4 or something.
Irritable bowel likely. I love that.
Yeah,
We got
you
a lot
want
of Isaiah Likely's today.
we got a lot of Houston defenses available. That's weird.
Yeah, if the Houston defense is available on your waivers, you should probably do that. Unless you're truly a Zach Wilson believer.
Is it even Zach Wilson?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I remember this now. This was Tuesday. And Zach Wilson said privately, I don't want to do this.
I think Zach Wilson is on the anti-work subreddit. Let's see. Save me from listing a bunch of names. Anyone with a low roster number worth taking over storing Carr? Yeah, I would put Derek Carr very low on my list of players that I ever wanted to use or roster. I'm gonna type in mid-ass fantasy quarterbacks and let's see what the list looks like. All right. Why is Derek Carr ranked 15th this week? That's disgusting. I would take Will Levis over Derek Carr. I'd take Josh Dobbs. I would take Jordan Love over Derek Carr. Who would you take the rest of the season, Evan? Would you rather have Bryce Young or Derek Carr?
Why do we need to roster a backup quarterback?
That's fair.
Yeah. You have Fields. It's fine.
Right. You're good. Mechie and Mason. Mason who? Mason Crosby?
I'm
Yeah,
not.
you don't need Derek Carr. Derek Carr's wasting your time.
Who is Mechie? Who is Mason? Are these F1 drivers? What's going on?
Cricket players.
Oh my god.
Mechie's gotten more burn over the last couple weeks, but I don't think he's got you're never gonna start him. CMC's backup, Jordan Mason. Didn't he get cut? I thought Jordan Mason got cut. No, he's still there. Okay. Yeah, he's the backup. Do you really want to store? You want to hold? Yeah, Tyron Davis Price got cut. Neither of those guys really moved the needle for me personally. But I'm going to tell you this. I would rather have either of those guys on my bench than Derek Carr.
Yes. And then AK has a nice question.
Ridley at Browns, Addison at Vegas, Higgins versus Indy. Shit. I mean, hang on, let me pull up my Cleveland shit. Yeah, not great, Bob. Ridley's not great against man.
Yeah, isn't that Ridley's thing? Is he's great against one man coverage, or sorry, zone coverage, and bad against man?
That is correct. And I would go Addison. I think they're about the same. I think Ridley and Addison are about the same. I don't want Higgins at all. I want I want Chase this week. I have a bunch of money on Chase being successful, and I have a fair amount of money on Tanner Hudson this week. I am not a T. Higgins guy with Jake Browning. So, T. Higgins is 85th in fantasy points per route run against zone defenses.
Not
Woo!
great.
Not great, Bob.
And when in doubt, start the wide receiver going up against the Raiders secondary. Just year in and year
Yeah,
out.
I'm going Addison. Yeah, I don't want any of those running backs. I would probably, I don't know, if you've got this extra spot and Derek Carr's just like replacement level garbage, what if you like took a look at defensive matchups for next week? Maybe you could stash a team with a kick-ass matchup going into next week. Try to just layer in your guys. Because I'd rather, at least you're going to get at least one start out of that defense compared to like Derek Carr, who you're just holding. And I don't know, if there was like a bus accident and 20 NFL quarterbacks were incapacitated for a week, I still don't think Derek Carr would make my top 10. He's bad, folks. And he's hurt. He's like mega hurt. He's on the injury report with like 4 different injuries, and he absolutely refuses to take a game off because he knows he's never going to start there again if that happens.
Let's see.
I told you on Farceball about my co-teacher who's a football coach, a line coach, and we watched the Lions' first drive against the Saints last week, and we're talking about the blocking teams or whatever, and then the Saints offense came on the field, and I was like, man, Derek Carr sucks. And he's like, hey, he's a Fresno State guy, be easy on him. And after 2 snaps, he's like, this guy's a fucking bum.
Minnie, the Rams have a decent matchup against Washington week 15.
All right, let me see.
And I don't think anyone's trotting out the Rams against Baltimore this week, so they might be available.
I'd sure hope not. All right. Next week's defenses. Bears, Cleveland, Chargers, Raiders, Panthers, Falcons, Bengals, Vikings, Bucks. Let's see. Orleans. You might even pick up the Bears against Cleveland next week. To me, it'd be, would you drop Derek Carr for the Chargers who are playing Vegas next week or the Bears who are playing Cleveland next week? I'm going Bears. Going Bears. All right. Goddard or Likely, you got to go Goddard. You have to.
Yeah. He could win you your league.
I mean, he's
practicing.
There's a pass.
He's not even close to injured. There was no limited practices. There were no.
He broke his arm.
Yeah, he broke his arm. It's better. We're good.
Yeah,
I mean, sorry, this week.
I would drop Derek Carr and I would hold the Bears until next week when they play Cleveland. Let's see. Like Evan says, unfortunately, no Rams. Yep, that'd be. I don't know though. Are the Rams? How's that Rams defense? They're kind of just in the middle.
Yeah, I was just thinking you're getting a free 5 sacks when you play Washington.
Yeah, good God. Jonathan Mingo's going to do okay this week. Taysom Hill had 13 carries last week. What is wrong with
this? Here's how the Rams defense is, Tony. They had a safety last week.
They did.
But they were playing the Browns, which furthers your argument that Chicago might be the right play because they're not playing the Browns in week 15.
4D chess, Evan. 4D chess.
Yeah.
I'm assuming weather's going to suck. It's going to be cold. It's in Cleveland. There's a chance that they might go back to Dorian Thompson-Robinson. And their strength is the run game, and the Bears are a top 3 run defense in the league right now. That's my that's why I asked for your opinion too, because I don't want to be clouded by homerism. But as I watch the Bears defense, their run defense is just getting better, period. The rookies are coming on strong. It's crazy how when you add defensive line talent, it makes the rest of the team better. Montez Sweat's real good at football. So, Roshan Johnson. I think we'll know a lot more about Roshan's role after this week with everybody healthy, because they haven't all been healthy in forever. I would love to see. I mean, last time the Bears played, Roshan was operating essentially as the lead back, but Foreman was hurt. So if he operates essentially as the lead back with all 3 guys healthy, then we're having a conversation. But I'm not playing him this week. I got your homerism right here. I got this fucking Mr. Sparkle looking shit right here. Homerism everywhere. But in case you are being serious, just don't want to go too hard for the home team. I don't want to be blinded by my fandom of this god awful football organization. I would probably I would hold Roshan this week because, like I said, it's a lottery ticket, right? We don't know what the rotation is going to look like, and if the rotation ends up being 65% Johnson, 25% Foreman, 10% Herbert, or whatever, then you'll want to hold. So I would keep. I'm holding Roshan this week just to see how things shake out, but I'm not starting him. Just interested in seeing how it all works out.
Seattle is apparently starting Ken Walker against San Francisco's defense, and I don't root for any injuries, even though I'm Sharp stan. But this is why Seattle's RB1 is always injured in December.
Yeah,
he's not fully healthy, and you're starting him against San Francisco. These are the decisions that make it consistently your RB1 is on the sideline for important games.
Correct. I have my one struggle this week is Foreman or Charbonnet. I'm going with Foreman, which is crazy. I can't believe I'm doing that.
PPR?
Yep.
Well, Charbonnet doesn't catch passes, so.
I'm playing for ceiling, right? There's a chance that Foreman operates as the running back 1 this week.
Yeah.
So,
even if Ken Walker goes down, it's Charbonnet. It's Charbonnet against San Francisco.
Right. Okay. Bucks kicker in Atlanta versus in the Dome, or leave Colts kicker Matt Gay in at Bengals, cold weather, low wind. It's Gay, dog. It's Gay.
Is it?
It's Gay. It's got to be. I think that game is a fucking shootout. Colts Bengals. Both of those defenses are bad and fucking chaos. Those teams also bring in the chaos. Colts are a chaos team. Bengals are a chaos team.
I find it weird that Evan McPherson is not ranked in the top 12.
That is kind of weird.
Because they're, like you said, it's going to be a shootout. They're going to stall out.
Yes.
Colts defense can put together a stop. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
I think the fact that we can't even name the Bucks kicker is why it's Matt Gay. None of us can, so
True.
I don't care about
it's not suck up, is it?
I want stranger in a dome. It is Chase McLaughlin.
McLaughlin.
Okay. I did not know that. I genuinely did not know that.
Hey, if Josh Downs goes hard this week, I'll be in a good spot. So I'm hoping for that. Because he is now my wide receiver 2. Rest in peace, Tank Dell, you beautiful soul. All right, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Madison, did I say Mitchell?
Yep.
Mitchell, Davis, Cooks. I'm starting Keaton Mitchell at running back. I'm starting Brandon Cooks at wide receiver, and I'm starting Alexander Madison at my flex.
I'm doing whatever makes me not start Gabe Davis.
Yes.
That's how I approach
Look,
this. Like, who do I not
Uh,
want to see on my team?
I don't know, man. Downs is so. I'd probably play Addison over Downs. I'd be more confident playing Addison over Downs. I would probably. Would you play Ridley over Downs? Because I think I'd probably play Downs.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, I'm. There's just so much uncertainty against Cleveland in a tough matchup that it's like.
Yeah, give me Downs. I don't know what's going
Yeah.
to
So
happen. Like,
I would go Addison, Downs, Ridley would be my ranking
Trevor
there.
Lawrence could like trot out there and die.
Yeah. And he'd be in next week, but that doesn't help you this week. Like, what the fuck?
Why are they starting that? Oh my God. I mean, they've won with the backup.
Right.
What's going on?
Yeah, that Monday night game was real weird. I was close. I had the Gamble Show had a bunch of stuff on Evan Ingram who did well, and a bunch of stuff with Evan Ingram tied in with Christian Kirk. So
Yeah,
you know
I
those
remember that.
those things exploded just like his testicles. I feel so bad for that guy. All right. Let's see. Packers at Giants or Ravens versus Rams. Ooh, Ravens. I think it's Ravens. The way that you beat Green Bay is on the ground. The Giants are really good at running the ball. Um, I'm going Ravens.
I feel like the Ravens have proven that they know what the hell to do on defense, no matter who they're playing.
Yep. Did you know that Matthew Stafford hasn't played in a rain game since 2017?
Huh. That's West
Yeah.
Coast, I guess.
Yep.
You think you think he has to go to Seattle once a year? How's that possible? Oh, I guess we have a dome. Okay, there it is.
Yeah. So he just got lucky never having to play in the rain when he was in the north. Yeah. I saw him in a game in Soldier Field a few years ago. The last ever Devin Hester punt return for a touchdown at Soldier Field. Good times.
I don't think the I'm still stuck on Ravens and Packers because it's close, but I don't think the Rams' offense is that fantasy proof for defenses. Like, there's a lot of chinks in that armor.
I agree, and I think Kyron Williams. There's a chance Kyron Williams gets his for sure. I just don't. I don't think Matthew Stafford. He's got no mobility. He's going up against the defense that brings the heat, and the weather sucks. Give
Oh,
me,
that's right. The Jags lost that game. I forgot. Damn.
yeah. What a fucking wild, wild game. Those are going to be one of those games that when I rewatch the whole season in like May, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this game was crazy. I remember, and then watch it again and be like, I forgot how insane of a football game this was. Because Evan, they have all 22 on NFL Plus is available all off season, right?
I don't know.
They don't like take it down after the season's over. I'd hope.
Let me check.
Because I can see like when I look at the database, I can look at previous seasons all 22, but um, number one seed in both conferences. AK Magic, the road to the Super Bowl this year has to go through Miami because I think the Dolphins are going to take the one seed.
I don't see why they wouldn't let you watch all 22s in the off season. It creates a market for an otherwise dead product.
Sure. And then the NFC will know a lot more by the end of tonight because, as you know, like Eagles are one game ahead of both the Cowboys and the 49ers. I'm still going to go with Philly because when you can run the ball in December as effectively as that team does, you just have an advantage, period. I totally see Baltimore, San Francisco. I'm going Miami and Philly. So
the
give me that.
two number one seeds right now.
Well, Philly had a big loss last week. They can't have that fucking giant ass mobbed up gangster on their sidelines anymore. That's got to be tough for them. What's his name's like Big Dom
The
or
Hoff
like
or whatever.
yeah, like
Dom, yeah, that's right.
Dommy Walnuts or whatever the fuck his name is.
Uh, Dolphins
But
Ravens play New Year's Eve.
that's going to be a banger.
Yeah.
That's probably the game that decides who gets home field, right? Because I don't think Miami should have no problem beating Tennessee. Baltimore should be able to beat up on the Rams.
Then the Baltimore gets the Niners, or be right before that on Christmas.
Next week 15 is Dolphins Jets. So that's something. Ravens Jags, which should be a Ravens win. Let's see. Dolphins Cowboys. Woof. Woof. Eagles Giants. Okay, that's Ravens 49ers. So there's a chance both teams could lose. And then they play each other. And then it's Dolphins Bills, Ravens Steelers. I think the AFC number 1 seed is decided on New Year's Eve. I think Evan's right. Yep.
To be clear, that's AK's observation. I just typed in Ravens schedule and looked it up. I didn't say it would determine anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's that's gonna be shit. That's gonna be a fucking game.
If the Chiefs win today, I think it's the Chiefs. They get the Patriots, Raiders, Bengals, and Chargers to end the season.
Okay. Yeah, it's beneficial where like your hardest game is the game that might not even matter because it's week 18. What was last year's Miami Baltimore? I think it was a shootout, wasn't it? Oh, that was the one that made the Tua comeback. The 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter comeback.
Somebody came back in the fourth quarter against Baltimore?
This may shock
you.
Wow.
They're usually lights out.
See, AK, I'm actually hoping it's a repeat of 2 years ago's Miami-Baltimore game where that offensive lineman caught a touchdown pass on Thursday Night Football, which was the greatest moment in pro sports history.
Oh, yeah.
When he was just like, yeah, I'm going to catch this, and then just ran into the end zone and got his shit rocked. But he did the stretch the ball over the plane.
Did they actually rule that was a touchdown?
No. He got a penalty for it.
Okay.
But it was so cool. That was the same game where Dan Marino took that huge-ass dip in the stands.
Yes. He just has this huge-ass plug in his lip.
That's probably been my favorite farce ball game that we've ever done. I think that was November 2021. That was our first year doing it. It was fucking awesome. What a stupid game. But that was a huge Tua game, right? Because like that was supposed to be a Ravens blowout, and Miami came out and like just stuck it to him. The defense. That was AK will fill me in for sure. That was a Flores defense, wasn't it? I think he was the head coach that year. So, that game fucking ruled. Yeah, friends like these, huh? Thanks for coming in and asking questions, y'all. Win some.
Trying to be off the screen for just a second. I'm realizing I didn't
Just
come up
dropped
with
the
this.
Chiefs D in my in my league. Chiefs schedule. Pats, Raiders, Bengals. Absolutely, you pick up that defense. Good God. Going against the Patriots and the Raiders the 2 weeks after this for the fantasy playoffs? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, you take the Chiefs. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if the Chiefs are available in my big money league, see if I could stash them. The snow addition to Sleeper's interface is driving me insane.
Yeah, I don't get why it exists or what it does for anything.
Oh, yeah, we got Chiefs defense on my waiver wire. Ooh, I don't think I can get rid of anybody. Oh, this is tempting. I'm starting the Packers tonight, and then I have a bye. So I'd really only be using him for 2 weeks. I'd have to cut Zach Charbonnet or Terry McLaurin.
Uh, he also has Houston, and Houston gets Tennessee, Cleveland, and Tennessee.
That's pretty good too. Houston's
Yeah,
pretty good.
I think I'm riding, still rolling Houston. Although maybe Chiefs
What
is
if,
better.
what if I just went KC this week and just said screw it?
It-
Kansas City start him over Green Bay.
no,
Well,
no, no,
here's
no,
the
no,
thing.
no, no, no.
I already have a first round bye locked up. So, like, this game and next week don't really matter. Oh, then it's Vegas and Cincy. I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it. I'll probably just stick with Green Bay. Man,
Green Bay gets okay. So ignoring this week and next, Green Bay gets Carolina and Minnesota, which is pretty good matchups.
yeah, I agree. What the fuck? Oh, never mind. Katie mixed her vinyl collection in with mine, so I'm looking at my LPs next to me, and I'm like, I don't have that record, and apparently I do. Too many damn fucking vinyls.
Who am I gonna
Actually, I should like sell them.
Who am I gonna start in golf league? Oh, Gino, bagged up Gino. He could throw a pick and get benched.
He sure could.
Wait,
Uh, my golf league team is screwed this week. Well, me and the guy that I'm playing because he started Zappy and I started Trubisky.
yeah. I think I want to
I,
maybe I want to go Drew Lock.
there you go. I had to bench CEH this week. Potential to be way too good.
I bet you somebody took Lock.
I started Trubisky and Juju, and I got 34 points. Good God.
Drew Lock is not available. Good on somebody.
There is some quarterback hoarding going on in that league. My
Yeah,
opponent this week has Bailey Zappi, Dorian Thompson Robinson, Trevor Simeon, and Zach Wilson.
I don't think any of the other available quarterbacks are a lock to get me under 20.
Let me pull it up. Let's see who the
So I think I
quarterbacks are.
just take the zero if Geno Smith doesn't play. Just take the automatic 20.
Let's see. Minshew. I mean, Flacco?
Flacco does play Cleveland. Wait, no, he plays for Cleveland. Who's he play? Jacksonville.
Josh Dobbs?
I'm not starting a quarterback against Vegas.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I guess I'll take Flacco. And
Yeah, you
then
never know. Turn back into a pumpkin.
Dropping people is the easiest thing in golf league because you're like, oh, these
Mhm.
guys suck. This is so easy.
I love scrolling through available free agents and being like, no Jalen Hurts, no Christian McCaffrey, no Patrick Mahomes. Love it. I would also love to do maybe like I know it's a lot of work for Shane to like manually update people's scores and all that, but like I would love to do an 8 team league with like two quarterbacks.
The
So you'd
quarterbacks is the
have to
funnest part of this league.
oh absolutely. And like I've gone through so many. I had Mac Jones, I had Jimmy Garoppolo, I had Daniel Jones, like trash heap.
I like when you have
And
a
yeah,
guy. I like when you have a guy in golf league and he fumbles a kick return and gets benched.
yes,
You're like,
Velus
ah,
Jones.
so good.
Uh, someone started Malik Willis that one game where he fumbled the snap and then they took him out for Levis the rest of the game. That was fucking
Perfect.
awesome. A quarterback with like -4 point or .4 points.
Oh, sorry, Tony hasn't been on camera. My bad. I was trying to
Oh,
promote. All right, he's back.
fine. They'll figure it out.
Uh, I don't get why people figure it out when we're doing Thursday Night Farce Ball. Like, why are you even watching the broadcast? Watch the game. Go listen to the broadcast.
Right, right. I know. We should be allowed to get away with whatever we want because they're not
Yeah,
watching
I
us.
should be able to eat all day long.
Oh, yeah. Eat on camera, the way God intended. So any fun predictions this week?
Um, that does sound like fun. Let's pull it up. Um, Disney and ESPN will do something weird with their double Thursday night game. Like they'll just show them both side by side.
Yeah. Well, YouTube TV does that, which is my television provider. Um, we can do the split screen. They do the quad box for college football games, which my couch is too far away from my TV for me to see any of it. So I don't even know if two TVs is or two screens is going to be effective this week. I might just like have my laptop streaming it by me. So
We have 15 minutes until lineups lock. Get your questions in, lurkers. A lot of questions today. Next week is always our
ask
biggest week.
ask us questions.
Next week's always the biggest week for randos who are like, I didn't even know, I forgot I had a fantasy football team. It turns out I'm in the
Right.
playoffs. So let me go find some guys on the internet and ask them questions.
Right, where they're like, I've been starting Joe Burrow last week.
Yeah.
I won. My opponent was dead. Um, let's see. I'm seeing big weeks this week for Alvin Kamara. I think this is a big Drake London week.
Let's go
I think
with, oh, go for it.
I think this is a big Keaton Mitchell week. Austin Eckler and Cortland Sutton are some of my favorite plays this week.
Let's go with Bears beat the Lions.
I see it. I
I
see
can
it.
very well see that.
Who wins the Cowboys Eagles game?
Oh, what's the line on it? It's got to be,
Dallas are favorites, I believe.
they're at home.
One moment, please.
Yeah, I'm scrolling too. It's Dallas -3. So it's at even because of the home team advantage.
Yeah, my Degenerates Gambit long shot pick of the week was a Philly road win. I have them at 3.5. Dallas at 3.5. Total points at 51.5. So they're expecting some fireworks. One moment.
And while he does that, Cowboys actually have the most points scored of any offense in the NFL this year. That's interesting. I wonder if any other wide receiver, and Decky says big CD week, big Downs week, big Jacobs week, and huge Stroud week. I don't have any of those players, so sigh. Oh well. So I know Tyreek leads in receiving yards, but is there a chance that uh, a player, another player tops 2,000? No, no one's within even 300 yards of him. Okay then. That's interesting.
Also have TH Fantasy Podcast co-host Ryan Edgecombe in the house. He'll back us up. Ryan, who wins, Philly or Dallas? Dallas. We have a Dallas win prediction from Ryan.
Okay.
I'm going Philly.
Brian posted something in the Discord and then posted on YouTube that he posted on the Discord.
Hell yeah.
I can't go to the Discord or Tony goes off camera. So
I will pull it up.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Also, hey, Brian.
Start sit advice. I need to bench one of these guys. Jahmyr Gibbs, Raheem Mostert, Kyren Williams, Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, Puka Nacua. Yeah. My heart says Puka first.
Is it PPR?
Fuck you, Ryan, said DJ Moore. Watch your mouth.
If it's PPR, I kind of lean Mostert.
Okay.
Do I start Browning or Lawrence?
Browning. It is PPR. Ryan says DJ Moore. Evan says Raheem Mostert. I say Puka Nacua. So,
Puka Nacua. Baltimore always gives up dumbass big plays to rando or WR2s. But that might not be enough. That might not impact Mostert's ceiling, which is way higher.
I'm wondering if Cooper Kupp's actually the wide receiver 2 on that team these days.
That's true. Also, who's the backup? Because they're getting it. Who's the backup QB? Because they're getting in. All Baltimore does is injure QBs on their last name. On their last play. Brett Rippon. No?
Brett Rippon. Didn't they sign Carson Wentz too?
Oh yeah, it's Wentz. Okay.
Carson fucking Wentz. Shane's brother knows Carson Wentz or something like that.
Flex spot.
All right, we got another one coming in live.
Jameson Williams, Tajay Spears, or Gus Edwards?
J-Mo against the Bears.
Whoa, this is our first live question.
Tajay Spears against Miami or Gus Edwards against the Rams?
Is it PPR?
Yes. Tajay.
Why do you like Tajay more than Edwards?
I think the Titans are going to be down a lot, and I think they're going to pass a lot, and I think Spears is going to catch 5 or 6 passes. I think it's Keaton Mitchell's time, man, but I also like Gus is going to get 15 carries. Gus is going to get more usage,
right?
But I think Gus might get 12 runs for 37 yards and 1 touchdown, whereas Tajay could get, 6 for 24 and then 5 catches for 30 and a touchdown.
And I think Brian's lull is because we said 2 different people. When in doubt, go with Tony. It's not called starting or sitting with Evan. Nothing rhymes with Hoovler. So go with the start.
Yeah. So hopefully get some big dubs this week.
So consensus was Spears?
Yeah, I say Spears. Evan sounds like he's with the side of Edwards.
I was playing devil's advocate because I didn't really. They're both fine.
Katie, you set your lineups?
Yes.
Good.
3 different people. Well, go with what Tony said.
Yeah, you asked 3 people. You got 3 different opinions. Mostert's got the safer floor. Puka's got a better ceiling. I'm disregarding Ryan, who said DJ Moore entirely. Because I love DJ Moore this week.
DJ Moore had to be a joke answer.
Well, we're Bears fans, so we're pessimistic by nature.
It's going to be a shootout.
I believe so as well. Ryan, you took the over on that game as one of your bets of the week, right?
Yeah, I went to 44.5. I got a 42.5.
Yeah, the line on that game has jumped up at least 2 total points since it was originally posted at
Ooh,
42 and a half.
Paul has a question, and I have an answer. But first, I want Tony's answer.
Russ.
Trevor Lawrence or Russ?
Russ.
Russ. Trevor Lawrence could have one of those fantasy losing weeks where he gets out there and is like, actually, I'm not good, and then leaves, and you get 1 point. Yeah, Russell Wilson.
Deku, you're killing me here. I hope the Lions have 3 pick sixes. You know what? I hope they do too, but I hope they're all on pitches where Khalil Herbert's trying to throw passes downfield for some reason.
And they just keep going to it, even though it keeps yielding pick sixes.
It's going to work eventually.
He's thrown 2 touchdowns already.
Yeah, he's the inverse Mohamed Sanu. All he does is throw pick sixes.
Let's do it. Yeah, Russell Wilson, don't look back.
Yeah. Take it from Waleed Ismail, Football Absurdity's chief Bears homer. Start anyone who's involved with throwing the ball against the Chargers.
Let's see here. Yeah, Chargers are not good.
They can't stop anybody, and Khalil Mack also leads the league in sacks.
Dallas or Detroit defenses?
Dallas. I'd love to support the Bears, but I'm a Celtic fan. What does that mean? They're different sports. I mean, look, I hate the Boston Celtics as a Bulls fan, so I understand. It must be nice to be able to buy a championship. Cowards. And they still couldn't do it the second time.
Maybe he's a fan of the Celtic culture. And somehow,
yes.
And Bears hunt them a lot. Start one.
Okay.
No PPR. Start one. Cup Olave Gibbs.
Olave, right? No PPR, Cup, Olave, or Gibbs? You go Olave. Yeah. Amari Cooper, Kenneth Walker, or Jerry Jeudy at flex. PPR or no?
You don't think you like Olave over Gibbs, not PPR?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Full PPR.
Whether it's Carr, I like him better with the Winston plays too.
Yeah. All right. Full PPR. Amari Cooper, Kenneth Walker, Jerry Jeudy.
I don't trust Walker this week.
I don't either. If it was half PPR, I'd trust Walker because he just might get a 2-yard touchdown run. But I would probably start Amari Cooper this week. Jacksonville, you can pass on Jacksonville. Flacco's going to throw to Elijah Moore first, but there's going to be plenty of room for 2 guys to eat. So I'm going Cooper. Cooper's taking you this far, you know?
Yeah, I agree with Tony.
And if he's a flex, like you're not expecting more than 12 points anyways. Cooper's probably the best chance to get you there.
Okay, so Deku explains that there's some sort of a soccer sport, and the Celtics and Bears are rivals. So, Deku making British sense. This is why British humor doesn't leap the pond. That's why they have to remake every TV show in America to speak American.
The LG Celtics? Is that what we're talking about? The LG Celtics? No. This is for kids. I'm looking for like actual Celtics.
I'm getting a lot of advertisements for Boston Celtics teddy bears.
I'm in. Oh, Glasgow Celtics. Okay, cool. Glasgow rules, by the way. That was like one of the coolest cities I've ever been in. Really, really, really good Indian food. And I saw a cool like anti-fascist monument, and I wanted to take pictures by it, but there was like a giant street fight going on right in front of it, so I decided not to.
Okay.
And I wanted to say, naturally, my gut screamed World Star, but I don't know if people in Scotland know what World Star is, so I chose not to. Even the fucking birds have accents.
What? What do they say?
It's hard to explain. I was drunk. Deku, if I'm ever back in Scotland, I will certainly let you know.
Tell you the directions to the next bar.
Yeah, right? They just tell you where to drink.
All right, we've got about 60 seconds if anyone wants to slide one under the wire.
Yeah.
Thanks to Tony for filling in. Thanks to Ryan for doing whatever he's doing.
Ryan's helping.
100% Ryan.
Yeah, good luck, everybody. Hopefully, everyone gets dubs, and we can dunk on everybody else.
Cortland Sutton has 9 touchdowns.
Also, yeah, he's Cortland Sutton.
He's 18% rate of catching touchdowns versus catching not touchdowns. I'm not sure how that stat's called. Okay.
He also only catches TDs against zone, so let's do it. I'm sorry about the second half performance that the Celtics had this week, Deku. I'm sorry. They lost 2-1. So,
all right. We are wrapping this up. Tony, last words?
Wild games this week's going to be a fun one. Let's all get some dubs.
All right. Thanks to everybody in the chat.
Thanks for asking.